thing that a lot of magicians do at the end of their program, of their show, where they'll tell a really sappy story about their childhood, and they'll play some beautiful music, and then they'll do some beautiful magic, and the end result is supposed to make you weep with emotion. And that's kind of, in my opinion, cheap theatrics, unless you can really pull it off. And a lot of guys can, but I can't. And I promise you, I would never stoop that low. And that reminds me of a story. When I was 5, I asked my father a question that I didn't know the answer to. I said, "Dad, where do the stars come from?" He smiled, handed me a beer, and said, "Sit down, son. It's time we had a chat." He said, "Some scientists will tell you that stars begin as whirling clouds of dust and gas in the interstellar medium caused by gravitational instability inside of molecular clouds and triggered by shockwaves from supernovas, which in turn create nuclear fusion of gravitating spheres of plasma in a hydrostatic equilibrium." But he said he knew for a fact that that was all bullshit. And the real answer, the real story, had more to do with the ancient art of origami. Paper fold. And he pulled out a piece of tissue paper and showed it to me. He said, "Son," that's what he called me, "there was a time when there were no stars in the sky. The sky was black and empty, just like your life will be one day." He began to fold his little piece of tissue paper, his little origami. He said there was one thing that did exist in the sky every night. The moon. I said, "That's kind of a crappy moon, Dad. Not real impressive." But he said it wasn't the moon. It was when the moon would shine down on the ocean's waves, it would create these tiny sparkles of light. They looked like stars. And then my father pulled out a Chinese fan. And I remember thinking how weird that was. Chinese fan and origami. And it wasn't until then that I learned that my father had spent the better part of his 30s traveling through Asia as a geisha. There were money troubles when my brother and I were. That's a story for another time. We won't get into it. He said, "If you believe in magic, magic will come true. Because one day all of those sparkles of light were whipped up into the air by mystical frolicking unicorns. And they became the stars." And I didn't believe him until he showed me. Said to me next. He looked at me in the eye and he said, "Now, son, get a broom and clean all this shit up." My name is Michael Kent. Thank you very much for coming.